and this is the absolute dumbest fucking part of the entire Walking Dead franchise. I have never seen something this fucking dumb. She's against the wall of crucifixes, and then the Jesus comes to life and starts dude, what the fuck? She believes in God all it's just like, what the fuck were they thinking? How many people had to watch this episode? The editor, the director, the writer, the producer, fucking Scott Gimple, fucking Robert Kirkman. Who the fuck approved this? That's what I want to know. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Shuggy from Shook Earth Media, and today we are back with the final episode of this season of Tales of the Walking Dead, and I suspect it's the series finale of Tales of the Walking Dead because they saved the worst episode for last, guys. I didn't think it could get worse, but it actually does. So this episode, it's a horror movie episode, going for the supernatural, spooky. We got ghosts talking behind the grave. We got people with magic powers. I'm not kidding. That is literally what this episode is. And even as far as like supernatural horror movies go, the effects in this one are absolutely laughable. Like, everything that's supposed to be funny, or everything that's supposed to be scary, comes off as funny. You saw the Freudian slip right there. I was amused by this episode, but I absolutely couldn't stand it. So the horror movie ridiculous premise, etc., it's really obnoxious. Half of the episodes of this series have revolved around elaborate hallucinations. Last week's episode, we had the talking zombie, and it was pointing him which way to go and all that, and I thought that was stupid. That makes sense compared to what goes on here. So I don't know. It's really a stretch. Most hallucinations are not this like vivid and whatnot, so it's losing that grounded aspect of the Walking Dead universe. That is the glue that ties this together. Grounding it in reality is what makes The Walking Dead work. Once we leave that, there's no point to this franchise anymore. So that's why I hope that they learn their lesson with this show and they don't make this mistake again. Because there's no redeeming quality to having ridiculous storylines like this. I mean, if you want to make a supernatural horror zombie thing, great. I'm down for it. I'm here I'll watch that stuff. I don't care. But forcing Walking Dead into that direction, you end up with neither a great supernatural horror movie nor a great Walking Dead show. You end up with a bad form of both of those things. So that's my review of this episode, but we're going to jump into it and break it down like we always do. But if you like Walking Dead content, definitely hit the sub button, the like button. I would love to hear your comments in the comment section, because we're going to be running into the final season. October 2nd is when it comes back. I'm not sure how it works with AMC Plus, if we're getting a week early or maybe we get 2 episodes at once. But I'm really looking forward to it, actually. I'm excited for the final season. I'm trying not to let this show hurt my hype for it. So I hope to see you guys there if you're a Walking Dead fan. I hope to see you on this channel for the final 8 episodes. So let's just jump into this episode, guys. So like I said, it's a ridiculous situation. Horror movie situation. We start off with like what is actually a flashback. I kind of assumed it was a flash forward at first, but it ends up being something that happened before, and there's like supposedly a twist around what happens here, and they talk about what goes on. It kind of flew over my head because I don't really care. But we'll get into that later. I just want to point out that you can see one of the lights in this shot, I believe right here. Yeah, you could see if you look real closely there, you could have seen a light going by. So sloppy lighting, which is okay. I mean, it's not as bad as the ring light that was in season 11. But I will say, I was when this episode started, I see this shot with the drone. I'm pretty sure they're using a drone here. This is a hard shot to get. I'm actually impressed with this footage here. And they pull back and you get both of them in there, getting the timing right, getting the movements right, and they got a zombie following them that they supposedly know, Maria or whatever. I just got to point out some positives because of, what I've said already. So I like that shot. That's a cool shot, But basically they're here talking about a place that Maria knew about, Bruja, which is the Spanish word for witch. So I get like they take it really literally. She's actually a witch. I guess there's magic in the Walking Dead universe now. Dude, what the fuck were they thinking? Anyways, so there's one thing that doesn't really ring true to me is like they're acting they talk to this woman later after they show up at her house uninvited, and they're all like, oh, it's so cold outside, we're gonna die, blah blah. And I get that they're just saying whatever to try to stay there, and that's fine, but it would have been great here to set up, oh, actually they like, maybe there's snow on the ground, maybe they're you can see their breath in the air, set up the fact that it's cold. I mean, they do have jackets on. I get it's fall. I get it's a little chilly, but I didn't get the, oh, I'm going to freeze to death if we don't stay here tonight desperation that they really needed to make this scene work, in my opinion. So they stumble upon this lady's house. I don't know how they would know where this lady's house is or how to navigate. I mean, are they using maps? Are they using... I'm overthinking it, but, this is what I do, so, and then they come in this house, and this house has electricity. It has water. None of that is explained, so I'm guessing well water, and I think they insinuate at some point that there's something in the water, and maybe that's why the hallucinations happen, but, like, that's a stretch, my guy. That is a stretch, okay? So they're in this lady's house. I gotta say, I like the setting. The set dressing of the house is great. It's got a character. I like the history of the house and the religious iconography and the family portraits, all of that. It looks really good. So thumbs up to the production designer on designing the set. I think they did a good job. It does look familiar, though. I think we might have been at this house before. I don't know if it was the episode with the Golem dudes where we were at a house like this. But, anyways... I'm not hating it at this point in this conflict. We got an older lady here. She doesn't want them to stay, but they're kind of demanding that they stay. And this is the part where he's like, we're gonna freeze out there. And I'm just like, are you really though? I don't know. Maybe if it was raining, that would have helped. If it was raining, then you could actually be like, yeah, we're gonna freeze because it's raining right now. Anything, man. So I don't know. I wasn't on board. It just feels like a selfish thing, but I get that it's the apocalypse. It's a desperate situation. So, you got to take what you can get. So I get that. But basically she says, no, you guys need to leave. And, she doesn't take any, measures to defend herself, which I think is interesting. Like, does she have any weapons in the house? Does she have any knives or anything? Like, I don't know. If it was me, I would immediately have weapons pulled if people are pulling up to my house uninvited in the apocalypse. You know what I'm saying? Even forget the apocalypse, dude. If you show up to my house and I don't know who you are, I have a fucking baseball bat behind the door. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll fuck you up. You know what I mean? So, whatever. Anyways, he jumps up to grab her. And he's going to do something, but I think that they didn't want to take it that next step because they want us to still kind of like these characters. So they have her choked to death, and she falls over and hits her head. So, they didn't really try to help her. I mean, he triggered this, He triggered her choking or whatever. So I do like the setup that she dies and they're taking care of they're feeling the guilt of what they did, and he doesn't feel guilty, but the other character does, who's I don't remember people's names. His name is Eric, her name is something, I don't remember. But anyways, in these parts in the house are kind of okay, but this is where we start with the ridiculous horror movie stuff, the hallucinations. She gets like choked here, and I think we're supposed to believe that she's been cursed by this lady. So here's the first appearance of the ghost, and like I said, I think it's supposed to be literal. Like, they could have made this work if they made it a little bit more subtle, and if they made it clear that it's not real magic, that they are, like, it is just her experiencing guilt symbolically. But in The Walking Dead, we have had a few dream scenes and psychological symbolic stuff like that has worked, Most of the stuff they've tried has not worked. So I really wish they would stop going back to the well with that. But it's whatever. That's what we're stuck with. And this stuff with the couple in the house is fine. You know, I actually think I think they're both good actors actually. Yeah, I don't have any issue with the acting and the relationship. It's fine, you know, and I like the conflict of dealing with the guilt, etc. But I mean, it's just kind of boring. I mean, she's hearing voices. It's ridiculous, whatever. And then there's a bird. This is a bird cage, and this creepy music is building up, and he's coming up closer to it because he's hearing noises from it. We know it's a bird already. I know it's a bird cage. I know what a bird cage looks like. I'm not a fucking idiot, okay? And they act like I don't know what a bird cage is, okay? And like I'm supposed to be surprised when there's a bird. You gotta be kidding me, dude. So the bird thing, I mean, I don't really know what the point of the bird thing is. They really, really put a lot of focus on the bird, and I don't really know why. But basically, I mean, they're arguing about, you know, she doesn't feel right living in this house. He's fine with it, you know, and I like that conflict. It's actually okay. It's just like if something else happened in the plot, and then she sees a ghost over the fucking bed, and then she's doing this spiritual stuff, trying to burn it out, and then there's like this raining blood. See how over the top this is, guys? Like, I mean, if this is a supernatural horror movie type of thing, you can do that, you know, but this is The Walking Dead again. And then there's this basement thing with a bunch of vines and like a crucifix that she pulls, and it's a light switch. And what the fuck even is this basement? What even is it? Why is it here? The set looks cool. It's just like, why does it exist though? And they don't even talk about like, oh, this is a weird basement situation. Like, what the hell is that? Is that a bomb shelter? I don't understand what this is supposed to be. In their bedroom attire, and yet they're like walking down supposedly to take out a zombie because she thought she saw a zombie. You think they would prepare a bit more? Maybe bring a weapon? And this is the absolute dumbest fucking part of the entire Walking Dead franchise. I have never seen something this fucking dumb. I was flabbergasted by how absolutely dumb this is. She's on a wall. She's against a wall of crucifixes. And then the Jesus comes to life and starts dude, what the fuck? What? Are you kidding? This is really what we're going with? Is it supposed to be scary? Is it supposed to be funny? I don't think it's supposed to be funny. If it's supposed to be scary, it's absolutely a failure. And I don't even, like, symbolically, what would it even represent? I don't know. She believes in God all the time. It's just like, what the fuck were they thinking? What the hell? How many people had to watch this episode? The editor, the director, the writer, the producer, fucking Scott Gimple, fucking Robert Kirkman. Who the fuck approved this? That's what I want to know. Who the fuck approved this episode? Dude, I'm getting mad, so we have to finish this review before I get too mad, because I just cannot believe that scene. I mean, this whole episode is awful, but that scene especially, dude. Oh my god, what the hell? Okay, so and then she's out in the fog, and she's hearing voices again. And I like the fog, actually. So fog is cool. And I don't even mind this scenario. It's like less silly. But she's like, if she thinks it's a zombie coming to attack her, I don't know why she's slashing and not stabbing. But again, I'm overthinking it. But I don't know. That's just what I do. You guys already know. So their tensions are bubbling up. I actually like the way they shot this scene, so give it another plus. You know, they got the characters on opposite thirds, and they're showing walls in between them. You know, it's not terribly subtle, but it's a good way to shoot the scene. So I appreciate the directing choice there. But yeah, they're having an argument, but apparently not that much of an argument, and then they hook up, and then she gets all triggered and leaves, And then he randomly starts hallucinating. And this, like, again, it makes no sense because this whole episode has been her hallucinating. He's stoic, he's normal, he doesn't have an issue with anything going on. And then all of a sudden, just on a dime, no transition whatsoever, he's all of a sudden hallucinating stuff. And here we get back to the flashback, and I guess he's killing people that were going to attack the girlfriend character because of something that she did. I don't know. I guess the girl, Maria, that they thought, I guess it might have been her fault. She lied about Maria somehow, and there's some deception going on, and he was basically tricked into defending her, apparently. So that's what we got in the dinner scene. So I don't really get it. And then he comes to and he killed the bird. So it was just so fucking over the top and ridiculous, dude. It's absolutely horrible. But I get they set the bird thing up just so they can have him do a terrible thing and just take it a step too far, whatever. Honestly, it would have made more sense if they let her have the frustrations with the bird and taking out the bird. And then he hallucinates, I guess this is Maria. He hallucinates her talking. And then he basically is about to let her in. And then the girlfriend character comes in and says, oh, she's a zombie. So again, this stupid hallucination's going on. And then she's like, no, you're hallucinating now. And then he's like, bitch, you're the one who's been hallucinating this whole time. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's the water. This is when he spits out the water. And that's when I'm like, okay, I guess it is the water. But there's no confirmation of that. And then this ridiculous ending scene where the ghost of the lady who died comes back, and she's using magic, throwing them around. Now it's a shared hallucination, so it's less likely. They already did the shared delusion thing with episode 2, so I don't know that they could double dip on that and expect us to buy it. That, oh, this is just a hallucination. They both happen to be sharing the same exact hallucination. Now she's getting stalked by the old lady and the ghost lady. And she got blood on her from where? I mean, we already saw that there weren't zombies down there. I guess they're hallucinating the blood too. Dude, it's so dumb. My brain is hurting trying to figure out what's a hallucination and what isn't. And I'm just going to take it as this whole episode is a hallucination. And it never happened. This whole fucking series never happened. I'm glad I hope it doesn't get renewed. I don't want to watch this anymore. And that's that. I mean, she gets the earthquake. It's an earthquake. Wow, everything is shaking. Then she's like, I'm sorry. And then the old ghost lady crawls out of the fucking ground. And then the guy's like, she hit her head. I didn't think she would come back. Which is really stupid if you've survived this long. Like, yeah, you have to take the brain out. Like, a concussion does not fucking equal a fucking dead zombie, you idiot. You absolute idiot. And how did she not turn earlier? Haven't they been here like a whole day at this point? But again, I mean, it's a hallucination most likely, so whatever. And the makeup on the old lady looks terrible. Absolutely terrible. They might as well have just put her in complete zombie makeup. It looks horrifically bad. Yeah, I mean, look at this. They just gave her sunken eyes and extra wrinkles. And that's their idea of a ghost. Like, it looks absolutely horrifically bad. Whoever did this, I'm sorry. You should be fired. I don't like calling for people to be fired, but you didn't do good enough. I'm sorry. And then she has magic powers all of a sudden, and she throws them out. And I'm like, bitch, if you could have done that before, why didn't you do that at the dinner scene where you fucking died? Okay? And then she opens this door, she sucks them out, and then they get stuck in that weird basement thing, and I guess they both get eaten or die or something. I don't know. I don't care. This is horrifically bad. Shameful. Shame on AMC. Shame on everybody who approved this. And I'm looking forward to the final season. I'm trying not to let this affect me. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I hope to see you in the next video. With that, it's been your boy Shuggy, and I need to give myself brain bleach so I can forget this episode. But I hope to see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, everybody. Peace out.